Not sure if we're live yet. Oh. Just gonna kind of be waiting. Oh. Okay. Going to try and check my computer just to see if we're live or not right now. Let's see. If I go here. So, this is just going to be a live chat. I'm going to be going over some things, some of the new tunes and stuff, like how to counter some of them and what you're kind of looking for, because like counters, two counters, like I know that's kind of confusing, but yeah, we're just gonna kind of be just talking about stuff and seeing how it goes and taking it from there. So I'm just going to be spreading this around to a couple different places. Yeah, just bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Yeah, I can spread it on a couple other areas. So just hitting auto on my survival road at the moment, just until I can spread my stream just a little bit more. And then I'll start getting into things right now. And I can put it on my own channel, of course. So, hey everyone who is tuning into the chat at the moment. Welcome to my stream. Yeah, guys, that's a general bug at the moment. Don't open the food bags when you're leveling things up, because if you, like, it's just taking straight from your coins, which is obviously a huge problem. Like, if this does happen to you, message customer support, but just open them manually. It's not worth like the risk of it. You don't know when like you're going to get your coins back. It could take a day or something like that, you know, just a bit of time, and sometimes you need coins immediately, so just be careful with your food bags and stuff. Hello Simon, thank you. I definitely need it with my stream. I don't know if any of you guys are on forums and stuff, but I did make a post on forums just now, just explaining how I actually have a new position with Scopely. So as most of you guys know, I have been working part-time for Scopely, and basically I've been live ops quality assurance. I've been in live ops quality assurance. So I have been hopefully impacting all of you in the game. It doesn't always mean like you get to see everything I do, but I really hope that that I'm doing a good job and doing things right by all of you in the community as well. I really do want to thank you all for the support that you've given me. It's been a long time coming. It's been quite a ride. I went from playing the game to making content to the game to being a content creator to working for the company, which I think is pretty awesome. Like I'm very excited with my role and with everything that I'm doing. So part of the reason why I'm doing this stream is because we have some unique new characters in the game, and I know I've been behind on everything. Just life's been crazy, you know? So I think it's important if I go over some of these new characters and kind of go over some of their ideas, like how to counter them, as well as counters for counters, if that makes sense. So Mr. Lou is probably one of the most deadly characters in the game right now for both offense and for defense. It's this active skill that is really causing a lot of people some problems. So when Mr. Lou's on defense, applying that 1500 bleed to all enemies for 3 turns is huge, especially applying camouflage to self. So you can only attack him directly unless you're able to remove the camouflage, but he's also a payback tune, meaning if you rush and do more than 30% damage to them, then that damage will be reflected back onto your team. He also comes with a unique weapon, so reduce damage taken from basic attacks by 50%. So to clarify this weapon, I know some people have been thinking that a tune like Priya, for example, when she rushes, she uses basic attacks. So technically this weapon, you would think, would reduce the damage she's doing by 50%, but it actually doesn't do that because it's still counting it as a rush. So although it's basic attacks, it is a rush, so we're bypassing this weapon and that means that we're not mitigating the effect of payback. Because some people might think, oh, if I use Priya and I'm using basic attacks on my rush, well, 50% less damage, still over 3 to 6 attacks, because if we're thinking she has a double attack weapon, we're thinking we still might be able to kill Mr. Lu with 6 attacks, especially at half the amount of damage that we're doing, but we're actually not doing half the amount of damage. We're doing the full amount, so this weapon just doesn't come into play on the rush, but the payback effect will if you're applying enough damage. So Mr. Lu is also very effective on attack teams. Like if someone came at you and used an attack team with 2 or 3 of these, well, that's 3,000 or 4,500 bleed damage on the first turn. And if you're able to control the defensive team, that's a huge amount of bleed. Like I'm thinking an angel lead type of thing to cause that daze to the enemy teams. That way no one can really like use a Dr. Stevens type of team. It doesn't matter if someone has a Jackie lead on defense because you're not relying, well no it does actually because this is an active skill, but if someone has a Jackie lead on defense, you could run Green Michonne, the Guardian tune with the 100% confuse resistance to 3 characters, I believe. Like Mr. Lu is just a very, very strong character. This active skill combined with his weapon as well as his specialist skill being payback makes him to be a real force to be reckoned with. Like some ways that I've been thinking about to combat him, so if he's on a defensive team. So I recently got a prestige pull of, if it comes up, okay, a bit farther down. Where is it? Zachary. So this is like a year and a half old, this character. But I think I could use him well against a Mr. Lu team. With only 66 AP, he rushes fairly quickly. He's able to regain 100% of his max HP. So any type of infection and stuff, he will recover from that. I like that he does minus 20 AP up to 5 enemies because AP drain, it cannot be resisted, so it would be a good way to control the enemy team as well. Like this is just one example. I like that it can recover from all penalties to the whole team. He's just going to kind of be like an anchor tune for me. I know some people are using Gabriel, for example, because he is a recover all and is a reviving tune. Rhodey is decent. She can heal quite a bit. She has daze. She can burn. But I'm right now, like, I have to almost use Zachary in a team. So if I see a Mr. Lu, I'm probably going to have to throw Zachary into my team for now because someone like Mercer, I still don't want to upgrade his active skill. Although, you know, I can recover bleed. Hold on, let me take a look, actually. I could all teammates recover from bleed, burn, and maim on the first turn. If I use him on defense, I don't always need him doing that, so it's a little irritating. If I level it up and he uses it on defense, well, I'm losing out on a turn of attack potentially. But if I don't level it up, then I'm kind of stuck on my offensive team. Another tune you could think about using would be Arav. The downside is it's only 3 teammates instead of everyone. So my Arav is not fully maxed. His active skill's at turn 3. And I don't like using him on defense because he triggers payback so easily. He can be a very good tune to use, but he can also cause a lot of problems, especially if I don't run like a camouflage team, for example. Let me see. I personally have been using Willy a lot. I actually got some feedback off of one of my YouTube videos about my defensive team because the defensive team that I was running in war was this one. And it actually caused some people some problems just time-wise because Georgia and Willy were very tanky for me. I gave them very specific weapons to help them survive longer, and by using an Eric lead, I get that 40% HP and 40% defense bonus. So although Eric dies fast, Frost dies fast, Mercer dies fast, Georgia and Willy are able to last a while, and they have AP drain weapons on them as well as heal 10% HP for every debuff on them. So this is just kind of a tankier team that I'm using. It's effective. Like, it's not great, but it's effective enough for what I'm doing. I think that I'm going to have to experiment a lot more against Mr. Lu teams, just because the bleed is so high. I know a lot of people write off bleed teams, because they're usually pretty slow, but this type of active skill is just really effective. And if we take a look, like even the 6-star, it has the same active skill. It's a turn 1 active skill, 1500 bleed for 3 turns, and then he recovers 25% of his max HP. So that 25% is perfect for combating Traitor, for example, or Mateo, because 25% on his weapon or 15% active skill, same as Mateo. It's just the exact amount that you need to recover. So this character is very, very good, very, very strong, very, very annoying, and it's something that I'm personally going to have to work on myself, and I will be personally constructing new attack teams to deal with a lot of these new defensive tunes that we're seeing. So like another example is S-Class Javier. So his leadership skill, all strong and tough teammates get 40% defense and 40% HP. All enemies get minus 50% attack for the first 2 waves at the beginning of each wave. So first 2 turns. So that's a huge bonus, to be honest. The 40% defense and HP, like this is my ideal lead that I would replace my Eric with, for example. The minus 50% attack. There's a few ways to combat this. You could run attack down resist mods, but to be effective with that, you need to have a number of different tunes. Like I run, we're going to take a look here. So like some of my attack teams, this is the first team that I use against Angel leads, against Mercer leads, a turn 1 Priya team so I can rush Priya on the first turn. So this is against attack defensive leads. But it's like all of my tunes, I have a specific mod set on them. If I see a Javier lead, I'm going to have to make a new attack team. Just a completely new attack team because they're going to need different mods. If I want to use attack down resist, it means I can't use my stun or confuse resist. It's causing me to make big modifications to my teams. Like here, I right now have Alice in on this team, but I can easily replace that with Kenny, and I think I have down here. So what I think people are going to have to start doing is creating multiple teams to deal with multiple different types of leader skills and tunes, because each different type of leader that you see that has some, I can't even call it RNG, but some debilitating effect on your attacking team. Like we look at Mercer, it's stun. Jackie, it's confuse. Angel, it's daze. Let me see. Javier, it's the minus 50% attack down. Like there's a lot of ways to combat these leaders, but if you have overlapping tunes, it becomes a lot more difficult to, like if you don't have enough tunes, it becomes a lot more difficult to actually combat these different types of defenses. Like I'm not expecting to see a ton of Javier's yet, but there are a lot of these tunes that we see a lot of. Like I see a lot of Tanya's on defense. Mr. Lou, I expect to see a lot more of him. Like this Javier, I like him. 66 AP, he gets 100% defense for 2 turns, so that's something you could ransack as well. All adjacent teammates get camouflage, so when he's a leader, of course, he's giving camouflage to everyone else. And what camouflage prevents people from happening, like camouflage prevents secondary and tertiary damage from occurring to characters. So that could be like splash damage, rampage damage, it could be collateral damage, it could be on a rush, like a Rav rushes a line, for example. He's only going to hit his primary target. So camouflage is very effective. When on the defensive team, all adjacent teammates get 50% AP. So with a Javier lead, he does make his team a little bit susceptible to exhaust. So we think of Angel, she can apply 500 exhaust with her active skill, but 500 times 5 is only 2,500 maim damage. So it's not significant enough, in my opinion, to be that effective. Now, based on this rush, the type of team that I would play with against Javier would be one with a Clementine lead. Now, the reason is Clementine, I'm pretty sure at least, hold on, let me bring up, my Clementine's not maxed out actually. We're going to just go to the towers, and where is Clem? So we're going to look at S-Class Clementine. Her rush, deal 800% damage to one enemy, remove all positive status effects from that enemy and all enemies adjacent. This rush would be really effective against Javier, because it would get rid of all the camouflage. It would get rid of his defensive bonus as well. I just think that it'd be pretty effective because her leadership skill, and this is a leadership skill she still has as a 6-star, except it's a 2-turn leadership skill instead of a 4-turn. But all strong and fast teammates get plus 25% attack, and a huge bonus to AP when attacking. All enemies get minus 25% defense for the first 4 turns at the beginning of each wave. So I have her as a 6-star toon, and as you can see, as I mentioned, it's 25% minus 25% defense for 3 turns. So there's only a 1-turn difference. So this is the toon and type of team that I think I'm going to make to combat a Javier lead. And I'm going to have to make some adjustments. Like, when I think of Javier, I'm expecting to see Georgia. Hold on, let me see. Javier lead, I'm expecting to see Georgia. I'm expecting maybe to see Willie, to be honest. A Leopo could be back there. Could be a Wangfa, a Frost. Like, just a very tanky team. Shiva even. So there's a lot of methods that you could go about, like, attacking a team with a Javier lead. As mentioned, you could go with attack down resist mods. So if you're going with a new type of team, like I usually use a range team, but I could make a melee team behind Clementine. So attack down resist is one option. Another option would be something like exhaust, or maim, or burn, or bleed. And there's lots of different toons that do those abilities. It's not always the highest amount, which can make it very difficult, but infection is also another method. And I just feel like more infection toons are being more available to players. Like Mateo, for example. I'm actually on my way to getting Mateo. I'm still a ways away, but at the same time, it could be feasible by the time that Javier becomes more widely available. Not just I'm not talking about for a free-to-play player, but I'm talking about for some spenders who waited and didn't decide to get him right away, but might get him when he comes around for the second time. Also, hi GBZ. Hi, Angelico. Hello, Alexander. Hola, Brazil. Okay, going back to Javier, he does have an active skill, turn 2. Up to 2 enemies get normalized and stunned for 2 turns. This character gains 50% AP. So there's lots of AP gain going on with Javier. That's why exhaust could be decent, but at the same time, his base HP, 4,704, with a 40% HP buff. That's very significant. That would probably be bringing him up to like 6,700 HP and then adding in a weapon as well. He just becomes a very tanky character. This active skill is pretty effective. Normalize is one of the most annoying effects in the game because it turns off specialist skills for a limited time. And that normalize, like, that prevents you from using a command toon properly, using a human shield, using waste knot, except for beta, because beta is just weird and different. There's just so many ways that normalize can be effective for you. Payback and bide. Hi KKTWD. I'm well, thank you for asking. Just been working a lot and stuff, trying to stay on top of things. So as I was saying, when we see someone like a Javier lead, I would probably build, you know what, I'm picking up my phone now, and we're going to try and build something actually. And I'm going to explain why. So, I still need Princess. The reason why I need Princess is because of her active skill. Hold on. Yeah? Can I open the door? Yes, I'm live streaming at the moment, but...
I'm sorry?
I'm live streaming at the moment, but...
Did you shower?
Yeah.
I'll need some help with dinner.
Okay, when? Like... Okay, I'm gonna have to go soon, but as I was saying, normalize turns off specialist skills. So like vitality, for example, would be disarmed for a short number of turns. Follow-up would be disarmed, so it wouldn't occur. It just normalize stops a lot of specialist skill, well, every specialist skill. So it's very effective. I would consider Ivanova here. So Princess, because of her rush, high damage dealer, active skill, the normalize ability and taunt, so for control, Berserker to increase her attack, and her attacking weapon. Next, I would also use Ivanova. The trauma could be pretty useful. We also have a minus 25% defense down to align. I like her active skill a lot. The focus is huge Focus really helps any team out because you can ignore the effects of taunt and confuse and attack around human shields. You can also give her something like a stun weapon. Where's Clementine? So I know Princess doesn't really match everything, but it's not always about what matches as much as what functions. So that's something that is very important, in my opinion, understanding the functionality of characters and tunes. So Clementine lead. Arav wouldn't be a bad option for more damage, and because of his follow-up ability and high damage in general, you could actually leave on his normal weapon so that you can actually regain HP. This weapon is not perfect. It is kind of messy, to be honest, but it's just what I'm rolling with for now. And then lastly, you could do a command tune. So I could use Glenn, for example, to recover from bleed. I can use Nick with an 8% AP weapon, but he can also focus a bit on his active skill. There's just a lot of different tunes you could use. You could use this Rick. Mine's only a 6-star, but he has an active revive ability, so I'm actually going to do that for now because he's someone I could actually use. So this is kind of a general type of attack team that you could use against Mr. Liu, for example. I don't use my Arav against any other team right now, so he is not really modded well. I could end up giving him attack down resist. If I didn't want to use a Clementine lead, we could switch over to Lily as a lead, for example, and then go more of a tough and fast team. So this could be dropped out for, a different commander. We could use Dr. Stevens in the team. There's a lot of different ways we could go about this. What I like also about a Lily lead is that, or Lily in general, 5,000 maim damage, so it's a flat amount. Also with trauma and crosshairs, you just have a lot of good options with her. So I am definitely going to have to theory build and actually build some new teams to help combat some of these new defensive teams. The focus that it seems to be that we seem to be on is that although everyone is able to kill almost every team, free-to-play players will have a harder time defending, while pay-to-play players obviously have a lot of new defensive tunes that they can use to really buff up and beef up their defense. So it's going to be a tough time. I know that I'm going to struggle a bit, but I'm going to work it out. I'm going to figure it out. I know I have to be patient, but I'm going to do my best. Let's see, what else? I'm seeing some questions. What will be a good Pete's weapon? So, let me see. So, this is the type of weapon that I'm probably going to weapon swap onto Pete. I like the focus stun a lot. I've upgraded to a huge bonus to AP when attacking. I'm going to be increasing the HP, and I'm leaving the alert buffs on it. It won't start on a defensive team until it's the defensive team's turn, but it's still not a bad craft, and I could have tried to go for cleanse, but at the same time with trauma getting that update, we're almost expecting a trauma character to come out, so I just want to be careful and not be neutering myself with this. What I like about the focus stun is that focus, of course, ignore taunt and confuse, so I don't need to put taunt and confuse resist on Pete as much. So this is the type of weapon that I would weapon swap onto Pete Anderson at least. What about the shield you get the start? Because I just got Pete. The shield. Do you mean the Guardian shield? So when Pete rushes, he applies a Guardian shield to 2 tunes as well as to self. Now sometimes this only occurs twice because you might be the tune that has the least amount of HP, so it's a double Guardian shield being applied even though it's just the one. I know it's a little confusing, but the minimum number is based on how many tunes you have. The maximum number is 3, but oftentimes I just see 2 Guardian shields going up even though this rush says revive 2 teammates with 60% of their max HP. Those teammates get Guardian Shield. This character and up to one other teammate get 60% bonus HP and get Guardian Shield. So we don't often see a lot of Guardian Shield going up, but it's very effective at blocking attacks. Arav's mods and if any weapon changes have been made. Okay, so let's see what I did with my Arav because I don't really remember. So combat mods, I've done attack set mods. The only reason I have this mod is because it is an attacking mod. It's a defensive set, but it kind of makes up for it. I've attack versus alert because there's a lot of red toons on defense, and he already has a type advantage against blue toons. I have a maim resist because I do see some exhaust still. Now, I could swap this out for something else because if I see an angel lead, I just wouldn't run an Arav on the team. The stun resist is helpful. The attack up while taunted helps, especially if I have my team focused, then I get the attack up buff. Like, there's just a lot of ways you could go with this type of team and toon. Regarding his weapon, I do have like his normal weapon, and this 12% attack to a line isn't great. It's okay. Like, I would go with team player 4, so the 15% attack and plus 35 crit chance to adjacent toons as well as to self. Where is that weapon? I also have another weapon crafted for him. This weapon. So this weapon helps me with a turn 1 attack rush. I do want to increase the rush damage by 10% to the team player weapon just based on the other toons that I use on the team. So that's something I'm going to eventually do, but I find this to be effective for a turn 1 attacking team. Yeah. At the start of a round to get blue shield with your characters. I'm not sure what you mean at the start of a round because Pete doesn't give a guardian at the start of a round, but he does give a guardian on his rush, which is slightly different. Jiren Jesus or Jesus. Jiren Jesus. Hello, Foxy Sanson. Hello, everyone who's on the stream. So, guys, in case you missed it, I do have to help with dinner soon, so this is just a quick stream. I've gone over some of my ideas on Mr. Liu as well as on Javier. These toons, like, I like them. Javier, pretty good defensive toon, but one thing you always have to remember, whenever you see a leader toon, you know exactly what that character does, and you can predict what toons are going to be found behind it. So that really helps you with creating a counter team for it. Like, we know that Javier stops, neuters your attack. Well, you can either use like mods to fix that, or you don't really have the time, but you can use like infection, bleed, burn, exhaust, maim, trauma even. There's a lot of different methods you could fight against this, or you can figure out how to recover from it. And that might be one of the hardest parts, recovering from different abilities and stuff. The camouflage that's on the defensive team. There's just a lot of things you have to consider when you see these different toons. Hi, Pacheco. Welcome to the chat. What I was mentioning before with Mr. Liu, he's obviously a big threat on both offense or defense. He just makes it very difficult to win. This is the type of toon that I would put on an auto attack team, to be honest. There's just so much bleed, and so long as you can prevent the enemy from recovering from the bleed, you're going to have a pretty quick attack team. He's very, very good. His weapon is a little confusing. The 30% attack doesn't make sense because he's not a damage dealer, although he's called like his role is damage, but it's indirect damage. So that's important to remember. Do you like Frost? I never see you talking about him. I don't mind Frost. Frost is on my defensive team. He's kind of like a tank. He is a tanky shield. Now, I don't have a proper weapon for him right now, so I haven't been able to use him as well as I would like. I do like that he can revive teammates. He can do constant healing as well. The healing over time is really effective. His active skill, this is a maxed out one. I would not max out this active skill. Human shield, of course. Like, he's just a pretty tanky character. There's a lot of different ways you could build a weapon for him, and it's kind of just figuring out what works for your style. Ivanova, Kenny Alpha, Princess Arav, would it serve against Javier's team? Ivanova gives an attack up bonus. I can't remember how much of an attack up. I think it's 40%, right? 40% attack up, huge bonus. Kenny would give you a higher attack up than other toons. Alpha, defense down, debuff, and damage. Princess, control, Arav. See, my main issue with that team, I would honestly think about dropping a Rov, I guess, and putting in a command tune. I just think a command tune makes your team more effective because you can rush a bit faster and control the enemy. Otherwise, you're basically waiting until turn 3 to rush, which doesn't always work. Like Javier teams, you might expect them to be tanky, but that could also be a fault, and you'd have to make adjustments on the fly. 100% about that. So I think that's a pretty good team, but I would also try it out a lot. Like I just have a bit of worry, especially without having as much like turn 1 and turn 2 control, even because you have Princess's active skill, but Princess's active skill only covers you for 3, and people run attack up when taunted, just as an example. Can you rate my defense team? 6-star Rob, S-class Aaron, Kapoor, S-class Willie, S-class Gun. I'm not exactly sure. I hope you're using, I guess, Aaron as your lead. 6-star Rob is really not a defensive tune. Angel, for example, would be a good lead for that team because it's a rainbow team. Red Zeke, because I think he gives like 40% defense to range characters and 30% HP to all characters. So just trying to find something like a rainbow lead would really help your defensive team out. Something that would provide them with HP and defense, or AP, for example. Frost won't let my team... Oh, yeah. Yeah, Frost can be decent to combat infection. Personally, I just don't find him fast enough for when I play. Like, I need to have a very fast attack team to play at the level that I play in. So bringing in a human shield sometimes just isn't an option. Just in case you have some more time, how you see Rosita? I got the cards but not claimed her so far, since not sure if she can help much with either attack or defense. Yeah, so Bide S-class Rosita, I would put her on a defensive team. I would not level up her active skill, and I would kind of just tank her out with HP and defense, and then keep the reflect, maybe try for fast healing on the team, so that she can constantly heal teammates every single turn. I think that would help. Like, I am just about ready to claim my own as well. I just need to level up my 6-star versions. Like, I have the cards and stuff. I just need to get around to actually leveling her up. Current auto attack team, Wangfa lead, Trader, Pete, Slater, and Princess. That's not bad, to be honest. Like, Wangfa, I think he has a crosshairs lead skill, as well as a huge bonus to AP to, I want to say, strong and tough tunes. Trader, I think it's like every other turn that you can use his active infection. S-class Pete as an anchor, Slater, Princess. Like, there are going to be better tunes that come along and that will improve your team. For now, that's decent. Just trying to think here. Like, I would almost say using Pete as the leader and Wangfa as support, because Wangfa has 100% heal reduction and active skill, but Pete as a lead would give you HP, defense, and a huge bonus to AP when taking damage. I know you're depending on the opponent to attack you, but it's just a tough call, because part of your team relies on AP and part of it doesn't. Hi the Alchemist. I will use the splash on Krista with Mia's weapon as soon as the Gold Bricks tune comes out, and it gives us the choice box. The new Fire Stash tokens thing is insane. Yes, it is. There's a lot of S-class cards, which is better for Princess. Gain huge AP will. AP on attack. 100% AP on attack for Princess, because you know exactly how much AP you're gaining when you're actually, like, when you're playing. You're not depending on the defensive team or the offensive team to hit her. And AP, when taking damage, is based on how much damage you actually take. So it can be very tricky, because to trigger the AP gain, you need tunes to attack you. And I know people think, like on a taunt, for example, that'd be great. But in some cases, people have focus. So you're not gaining any additional AP, just the standard 20 or standard 28 on the defensive team if you have no AP on the weapon. In the future, please, can you make a good 5-star team for Arena? I do have a pretty good 5-star Arena team, actually. Let me see. I think I have it set up. So I have a very basic 5-star attack team, and this is it right here. So I have 2 8% AP weapons, one on Harper, one on Maggie, and a 20% AP weapon on Sandy. I can attack with Harper and disarm, and then I can command rush her to provide minus 30% attack and defense to all enemies. But the disarm also helps me with gaining AP. I attack with Sandy, and then I can command rush her. Whenever I see an Outlast toon on defense, I try to disarm them first, so like Mia, and then I try to stun with Negan because he has a stun on attack weapon, and I just concede that it's going to be at least a turn 2 attack. So the key to it, though, is killing the Outlast toon on the first turn. Yes, I do have line and Discord. Like, I don't mind answering some stuff here. I think it also helps to show you guys kind of in real time what's going on, or at least talking about it. It creates a better discussion at times. But yeah, feel free to reach out to me on Discord or line. I'm more than happy to help when I have time. Hello, Silent Wrath. Yes, so hello everyone. I know I've been talking for the last 35 minutes almost non-stop, which I hope you guys don't mind. So this has kind of just been an open chat so far, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I will say this, the 3 roadmaps that we have up right now, where, we can get S-Class choice boxes and trainers and stuff, tedious. Super tedious. I am getting a little bored and frustrated with it just because of how long it's taking to actually do things. It's just, I wish it would just go faster. I think everything should have just been one stage instead of having, 3 to 5 waves. It's just, I still have, what is this? 6 times 8. What is that? 48, I think. So I have 48 more stages to go through, and it's just a lot of time. I did Alexandria, I did Sanctuary. I haven't touched my boot camp and stuff, or this, or S-Class map, which I should do, or my flashback map. It's just, there's so much to do, and it's so much grinding, and it takes a lot of time. And not all of us have a ton of time to do it all, so it gets difficult at times. I use Davey and he's the best multi-target. Yeah, he's very, very good. I actually think that Sean as a 5-star is a bit higher than Davey, but I could be wrong. Yeah, Sean is 45 AP or 44 AP as a 5-star. He's a toon that I would like to get again as a 5-star character to use in arenas. I think it would be very effective and kind of fun to use. And no problem, I'm very happy to help. I'm glad that I'm able to help and stuff. It's really an honor to be able to assist the community, and I'm glad that you guys are so receptive. Yeah, so not sure what else you guys would like to talk about at the moment. I'm up to chat for maybe 5 more minutes, and then I have to go and help out with dinner and stuff. Hey Dad, I'm just on a live stream. I'll be done in 5.
What's that, hon?
I'll be done in 5.
I'm sorry?
I'll be done in 5 minutes.
Okay, I'm just going over to the golf course, okay?
Okay.
See you.
See ya. Sorry guys. So, yeah, overall I guess, I've just been kind of playing the game. I've been super busy the past couple weeks. I'm sorry that my videos have been so, sometimes I'm on, sometimes I'm not, and it's just inconsistent, and it's tough. As I mentioned, I took on a new role at Scopely again. I am now a full-time on contract, so I still can make content, and I'm going to be making content. I have exciting news that I got my first sponsorship for a single video. It'll be very similar to the video that Invisinerd did, except I get to make one now. Now, it's been an interesting ride for me as of late. Life just gets busy. I'm really excited about this new role with Scopely. It's actually allowing me to quit a couple of my part-time jobs, which I'm super excited about. And I'm very excited to make some positive changes that'll impact kind of everyone in the game. And you might not always see them, but they are there. And I'm very happy and proud to represent this community. Yeah. I don't really know what else to say at the moment. Oh, there is someone, I don't know if they're watching this or not, but I think I might actually make a vlog just so that you guys can get to know me a little bit more beyond the game. I don't know if any of you are interested or not. I don't think I'm that interesting of a person, but I like to share and I like to talk, so I hope I'll be able to help you guys out and just give you guys good information, help you guys out with the game. I hope that you guys can get to know me a little more. And yeah. Do you think Scopely will release any anti-Liliths or Ulysses? I don't know. I think that would be a good idea. I think a lot of players would like to have that option or choice. I know a lot of people have made mistakes when leveling up rushes and active skills, so it would be a nice addition to see trainers that could unlevel these skills, so then people could actually set up their character exactly the way they want it to be. I think it would be a good idea. One of the ideas that I posted on Discord earlier this week actually came from one of my friends, where in war, instead of having our rep beside our names, if we could have our war score beside it, that would help factions with deciding if someone needs to be pushed in or not, if they're close to milestones, without having to exit and go and actually check, because I know that can be very tedious and difficult. So just simple things to make the game a little bit easier for everyone. I know that it can be super tedious and time consuming and just a bother sometimes to have to go in one section and out the other. The armory can be very frustrating, at least it is for me, where if I'm crafting parts and stuff and if I exit, then it'll sometimes kick me right out of the armory and I'll have to re-enter. Thank you, Pixie Vamp. I'm very happy to help. And Bloodline, I have talked about Javier and Mr. Liu. I've talked about how I have a new role with Scopely and how I'm excited about it. I don't even know what else I've talked about. I've talked about a lot of things for this game. Yeah, Kenny. Well, I like Kenny's active skill and I like his rush, to be honest, especially for offense. Yeah, it's hard to grind in the game. And I'm sorry that you felt a bit depressed lately. I feel like COVID-19 has gotten the best of everyone at times, and just stay strong, stay positive if you can. It's okay to be sad. You're not expected to be happy all the time. And I think that's something we all should remember, that life can hit all of us hard. So just be respectful and mindful of each other. You don't know what other people are going through, and our own problems always feel like the worst, but we always know that there's someone else out there who has something way worse going on in their lives. And I think it's important to remember to stay humble, stay grounded, and take time for yourself. I know I've been guilty of it too, where I don't take the time that I need for my mental health. Sometimes my physical health, yeah, if I don't feel good, then I'll relax, but I also know I don't need to nor want to stress myself out too much, that I just become frustrated or angry, or depressed. I've been depressed before too, and it sucks. For me, a lot of it just came from not feeling anything instead of feeling either happy or sad. And what makes us all human is our ability to feel, our ability to make choices, our ability to connect with people. And when you lose that connection, it can be very difficult. So just be mindful of people, especially right now during COVID. A lot of people have been isolated. Things have been tough, money-wise, family-wise. So just try to be kind when you can. I don't know what type of character Scopely would or wouldn't release. It's tough to tell. Yeah, I saw that in the PC recap, so I'm happy to hear about that. And thank you, Moog. I appreciate that. Yeah, you know what? I've been depressed before. I feel like everyone's been depressed at different times, and it's okay. You don't have to be happy all the time. I think that's one of the hardest parts, and the way I kind of look at life, and this is me getting deep, I don't know why I'm talking about it this way, but you need the good, bad, and ugly in life. It just makes you so much more appreciative and thankful of the other. It makes you very aware and grounded. Like, every time that you're sad, it means that there's another happy moment that's going to occur. That's how I look at it. Like, sadness doesn't last forever, neither does happiness. And if we were happy all the time, then would we really be happy? Yeah, again, sorry, just getting deep just for the sake of it. And yep, life hits like a train. You never know what's coming around the next corner, and you take it in waves. It's a battle of hills and troughs, so highs and lows. And our attitude towards things is has a big impact on it. Like, something for me, whenever I know I'm starting to get stressed out or anything like that, I try to take a step back. I try to do things that I enjoy. I try to stay grounded, stay realistic. And I think that's something everyone can kind of remember. Like, take time for yourself because you deserve it. You deserve a break. You deserve to, like, treat yourself every now and then. And don't push yourself to the point of a breakdown because it's not worth it. So, okay. Going to try not to get any deeper right now because this is just a game. And I think that's something people need to remember. It's a game, so don't involve people's personal lives into stuff like this. Like, everyone's going through things and people use this game to escape in some ways. I'm 25. I am 25 years old, so I feel pretty old sometimes. There are Brazilians who follow my channel? That's awesome. Hola, Brazil. Hello. Thank you guys for following my channel. I know it can be difficult to follow along sometimes because English. It's hard for even English people to follow along. Like, I do my best, and I try to talk slow for everyone, but I sometimes speed through things inadvertently. So let's take a look at this fire stash. So this fire stash, I think someone mentioned, like, this can be completed up to 3 times. See, it says that up there. And there's just a lot of, like, options for choice boxes and stuff. Like, you can get a fair number of cards, and for completing it, so if you complete this whole set 3 times, that's like 3,000 trader cards, or it's 6,000 AJ cards, 4,500 carry-in, or 3,000 Shane cards. So, you know what, for people who spend money on this game, this could be a decent investment for people. Like, you have to open it, 20 times, so it's 2,000 tokens. And where's the cost of tokens? Oh. No, not that. Fire tokens. So what is that? That's $54, 55 Canadian, which is probably like 40 American. So if you buy 2 of these, so that's $80. Hold on, I gotta write this down. So like $80, and that's 2 full opens. This other one, what do they say? You needed 2,000. There's 10 of these. That's the exact amount. So that's probably like $5 times 10. So that's $50. So that's like 130. So I'd say like 120 to 130 American. And you're getting 3,000 trader cards out of it. And you're also getting, let me see, 10 and 5 and 5 is 20, 30, 35 of these boxes. So you're getting 3,500 Pete cards, Davy cards, or Wangfa cards. You could also just sit on the boxes because, you know, like, honestly, you don't know if in the future that we might have trade-ins and stuff, so I guess that could be useful. And you're also getting a ton of trainers. We're just taking a look at this. So for $120, you'd be getting 3,500 of these cards. You'd be getting 3,000 to 6,000 S-Class cards. You'd be getting, how many is that? That's 170 times 3, 300 and 210, so 510 Brady's. You'd be getting 45 Liliths, as well as 36 Ulysses. So, like, if you're going to be spending money on trainers and stuff anyway, this isn't bad. If you want to top up and get another trader or something, still not a bad deal. Like, it's not something I would ever get, but for some people, for spending anyway, like, just look for deals when you can. More bang for your buck. Thank you, GBZ, for moderating chat. I was definitely not looking at it for a second. I was just looking at my game. Life is tough, short and brutal. Feeling range makes us human. Yeah. Just enjoy it and do what you can to help others in a positive way. That's your motto. That's a great motto, Bloodline. The new character, Job, who was in the Ascendance Tower, I think they removed him today, though. Yeah, I saw him for a bit, so it's going to be interesting. Like, I know people keep saying it looks like the Tiger King guy. Like, I never saw the show. So sorry. English is the second language in Brazil? Perfect. So you guys can understand some of what I'm saying, which is great. Yep, Pete, Davey, and Wangf is still there. For Euro, it's 41. That's not bad. Yeah, so, you know what? For some people, the stash is definitely going to be worth it to them. Like the trainers alone type of thing. And then all the extra S-Class cards. So, some people will definitely get it and they'll enjoy it. So, if you do end up getting it, you know, good work for yourself. It's definitely something that you can use. And, yeah. I look at it with pay-to-play players like this, where because they pay, I don't have to. I can continue to play for free, and that makes me thankful for pay-to-play players. So guys, is there any other questions and stuff that you have? Yeah, no, King. You're not the only one who never saw Tiger King. I never got around to it. I was pretty busy just with life and didn't feel compelled to go and watch it. So yeah. Okay, so I have some updates on my post on Discord. People are funny. I do have Netflix. I've just been working a ton. Like, I have 3.5 part-time jobs. I put in my notice for one of them because of my full-time work for Scopely now. And I'm going to be stopping another one of my part-time jobs. So, basically, I'm just going to focus on my full-time and maybe some writing on the side and stuff. Keep things simple. You know, like, I now have that option, which I'm very, very thankful for. Gracias, Leandro. When you make streams regularly? That's a great question. The thing is, my schedule is just all over the place. Like, it's very hard for me to fit things in, so whenever I have some time, that's kind of when I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and make a stream. It's just, for me, YouTube isn't a job, it's just something I do for fun. So it's hard for me to set a schedule because I don't know my own schedule. So I'm sorry about that, guys. I know that can be frustrating and difficult. And King, thank you very much. I appreciate it. No, it's not about promoting their game. So, like, I'm a live ops quality assurance, so I test things out, basically. So, I look for bugs. I'm basically a bug finder. I don't know if I don't see an issue with me saying how much I'm making. Like, it's only a modest amount. I'm only making like $23 an hour at the moment. So, you know, like, it's better. It's way better than minimum. It's better than my part-time jobs now. Before it wasn't, but I'm very happy with the full-time hours and stuff that I've been given. I would like to say that I earned it. Like, I've been trying to work hard for you guys, and I believe that I've been able to make a positive impact so far. Like, to me, this is very rewarding, job-wise, because, like, with my content and stuff, you know, I hit a number of players just because I'm able to create strategies. I'm doing breakdowns and stuff, but what I like about my work with Scopely, or for Scopely, is that I'm having an actual impact on every single player in the game. And I hope it's a positive one. And yeah, it's pretty nice. Like keep in mind that's like $16 American, for example. Yeah, I try to keep things simple. I just feel like you end up alienating a lot of people if you go on to a difficult topic as if they already know what you're talking about. And I'm trying to keep this as open as possible so that anyone can come on and watch one video and understand what I'm talking about. Communication is very difficult, and when you're going across multiple languages, it becomes even more difficult when people are trying to translate. So by creating some simple videos that express and like pinpoint concepts rather than specific teams, I feel like it's a better way for people to learn because they're able to understand why you do something instead of just copying a team, if that makes sense. Thank you very much, King. I appreciate that. So the current content creators that I know of, at least the ones in the Scopely program, there's Lockdown, of course, there's Man on the Moon, there's GBZ, there's Chantel Hawk, and there's myself, and I believe that's it. There's other YouTubers, of course, like Why So Serious Dan and Vulcan are a couple of them. I'm not exactly sure about other ones, but I'm sure that there are. Hello, Jonathan. Nice. S-Class Kenny is great. Jason, I'm still working on. Like, I need more gear and stuff. I'm just trying to figure out, do I want to focus on Jason or do I want to focus on Franklin? And I feel like I might be edging towards Franklin a little bit more just because of his high damage. Bloodline. I think your technical thought process would be an asset to Scopely, providing you can sell your ideas and make positive changes. It's a good thing. Hope they listen. Thank you. So, I like testing things out, and like my line of thinking, I try to theory build interesting combinations, or I wonder what will happen if I use X and Y together, like what the outcome should be, what the output is, and I compare it with other knowledge that I have, and I've acquired a lot of knowledge by testing things out as well as by asking a lot of questions. So by doing that, I have definitely excelled at testing different characters, and I've become very proficient at finding bugs, especially in the game. Aaron, Glenn, and Kapoor. It's okay, Raph. You're still working on it, and Aaron's a good tune. Glenn is okay. Kapoor is Kapoor. But you have a good baseline at least. If you're able to do like the roadmap that I'm doing right now, there's definitely some S-Class cards that you can pick up. I would highly recommend grabbing Priya for yourself because you don't have one yet. Hey Pedro, welcome to the chat. Yeah guys, it's all good. Like I know impromptu stream, and I haven't really had a set topic. It's just, more of a chat with you guys. I've gone over quite a few things, like stuff in game, so Javier and Mr. Lou and stuff. Some theory build teams that I would use. Kapoor doesn't suck, he's just not the best. Like, he has a good defensive bonus and stuff like that, but he's basically just an extra road blocker. He doesn't do a whole lot more. Yeah, more S classes is always good. Okay, so let me go back actually. I gotta think for a second just about how much I have. So I have 4 more roadmaps times 8, so 4 by 8, 16, 32, but they cost 2 each, so that's 64 and a little bit more, so I have extras. So let's say I want to do Alexandria, and we're going to go to the hardest stage right now. I'm going to go here. So let me see, you said you had Kapoor, Aaron, Glenn. Okay. I'm not sure if you have Dr. Stevens or not. And the leadership skill, I think this will work. But we could also, I don't know if my Slater's leveled up, to be honest. because I'm pretty sure you'd have Slater. Slater's okay. So that weapon was from a recent stash. Trying to use basic Kenny. So a team like this would kind of be what you expect to use. So high HP and stuff. Active skill, command. We're going to attack with Aaron and then Kapoor. Active skill. And we're kind of just going to systematically go through this. So Kapoor, that line damage, because they have such high HP, it doesn't do a lot. But I'm actually saving Aaron's rush right now because she can normalize, which will be very effective and helpful. Another ability is rushing Glenn, that minus 40 AP to all. It gives me a bit more leeway with attacking and stuff. So, as you can see, I'm kind of just systematically going through this. It's not going to be the fastest team, but it will be a team that you can use. And as you see, like, it's just about attacking and maximizing what you have. So Glenn is decent for this because of his neutralize ability. Kapoor is going to help you by just being a tanky character. The maim damage is a flat amount, so it just decreases the HP bar. And so long as you're able to like save rushes at different times, you should be okay. Like by saving your rushes, you can use them all at once or use them at a specific moment. So like even right now, Aaron's HP is low. I do have Slater who could revive her if needed, but something else I can do, I can rush Kenny and that also heals my team, or even Kapoor's active skill, and I won't use Kapoor's active skill just yet. I'm going to use Kapoor though to attack that line, and I'm just going to leave it on auto for a bit because I should be able to get through it. Oh, sorry if I said normalize, I meant impair. Jeez, sorry guys, it's been a long day. So Aaron can impair enemies, not normalize. Apologies. Misspoke. A lot more listening to player feedback. I don't know how to get the tickets. Tickets, it has to be bought. So, like, I didn't buy any, but my faction mates did. Right now, and Shiva finished leveling. I just need the cards. Nice. Slater and Jaifang, that's decent. I have a decent number of S-Class now. I don't have a ton, but I do have some, and it's enough for me. Nope, this is my main account. This is not my playtest account. Like, this is my normal account in the Choctaw region. Or Choctaw. Pete Frost for taking his... Yeah, needed 100%. Makes sense. Like, I like taking in faction tunes that have a leader skill because they can impact everyone else on their team because everyone is adjacent to them. So there's just different tunes you can use for that. Like one of the best tunes right now to use for these roadmaps, I think, is Gator, because his rush gives an attack up. There's also camouflage, which works against people as well as walkers. There's just a lot of good that goes on with him. The free part of this event, that's a great question. I don't know. Yeah, tickets are $1 and $5. It's okay, Silent Wrath. I get that. Like, I'm 25 and I don't even spend that much. Like, I don't have a bunch of money that I'm just throwing around anywhere. So, it's all good. I am not buying the Battle Pass key. Would I like to? Yes, because that weapon is very intriguing, especially for faction assault and stuff, and all the value there. But I am sticking to my free-to-play guns, and I will be continuing to play free-to-play. Yeah, I understand that. Like, the roadmap is very difficult for people who are kind of new to the game, just because they don't have a deep roster. So it's hard to really get going. It's difficult with some of these teams. Like, Kapoor would actually probably be, like, one of your best friends for this. Bring in some healers type of thing. Like, if you have a teammate with Pete, use that as support because the healing, revive, and guardian would be helpful. You mainly want a more tanky team, and you could just purely rely on Kapoor, for example, which isn't great, but it is something. Oh, still have so much more road mapping to do. No, I don't have S-Class Beta. I don't have 4 6-star Kennys. Got us all max tickets for... That's a very nice guy. That's awesome. Kudos to him. Yeah, I can show you guys my roster. Congratulations on Rampage. I prefer using an attack set, mod set. I will show you. Yeah, I can definitely show you. Just give me a second. Once this roadmap is done, I will show you my Priya's mods and kind of explain why I have these specific mods. Because it's understanding how Rampage and double attack functions. Okay, let's go. So right here, I have crit chance because I have Rampage and Rampage is triggered. Yeah, and Rampage is triggered by critical hits. I have attack versus fast because there's a lot of fast tunes on defense still that my Priya is susceptible to. Confuse resist, stun resist, and I have attack up while impaired, so that I get an attack bonus even if I rush a frost, for example, because impair doesn't prevent me or stop me from continuing my rush. But then I get an attack boost on my secondary attacks after that point. S-Class Beta? Not in this roster. On my playtest account, I have an S-Class Beta. But here, guys, you can see I finally maxed out my Georgia. Still sorry. So, nothing too fancy with my roster. Like lots of free tunes and stuff. Just got Leopo actually, so that's kind of handy. All these random rings, it's because some of these missions require you to tier up certain characters or certain traits, and it's like the easiest way is with a ring, so although it's annoying, it is a method. Oh, let's skip to here. So, as you see, like my roster is not that impressive or anything, it's very basic. You're not seeing a lot of like amazing characters or anything. I build my teams very specifically and do my best with them. Like not everything works out exactly the way I want it to, but we do the best we can with what we have. The Horde event, that's a great question. I don't know. I actually have no idea. Like I like Hordes. I hope that they do set it up kind of like arenas. And what I mean by that is like wow, what just happened? Let's make sure. Yeah, so we're still alive. So what I would like with arenas is that like you can use multiple tickets in order to get a point multiplier, because some people hate, and I mean hate, Hordes. And it's not exactly like the rest of the game. And because it influences your league score so much and stuff, that can, well, leave a sour taste in some people's mouths. So if we were able to use like multiple energies and just do the one attack, I think people would enjoy it more. So the people who don't like the Horde can at least, well, do the Hordes, they can like use 10 entries at once type of thing for a 7 times multiplier. Or someone like me who likes it and wants to spend more time, I can use single energies. So that's just an example, an idea. And just food for thought. Today I used an additional 2 tickets, but I just used it on easy teams because I don't have strong medics or anything. But I used that so that I would time it out where I have 1 champions ticket, which will earn me 2 more tickets. So I invested 2 tickets to get 2 back, and because I actually ended up getting a ticket drop, so I ended up netting an extra ticket. So take a look at stuff like that. Sometimes by spending a little bit of your resources, you can actually gain more back. And I think it's a very easy and simple thing to do to help you leverage your position, especially if you're like me and you're a free-to-play player who doesn't have all the resources in the world. My Discord, let me see. How do I get my Discord? This is my Discord. I'm seeing it. And how do I get... Hold on. I'm not very good with Discord, so this is tough. Oh, I have a link. So this should help. So that's my Discord. Oh, I don't think so. I didn't see any betas in my team. Did you see it when I just went through? Would you make a Jackie team defensive or attacking? Because I use a Robin as well as S-Class Rosito with 6.5k defense and 8k HP. I could make a Jackie defensive team, like even just with a 6-star, but I would like to upgrade her weapon and make it a 5-star weapon and have 20% AP to self so that she can rush turn 1 and neuter the attacking team's attack. But I don't want to make a 6-star tunes weapon a 5-star again. Like it doesn't seem like a smart idea, and she's just very soft, easy to break through. In the faction supporters, yeah. So there was a beta in the faction support settings, but not in my actual roster. I can understand where the confusion came from. So guys, yeah, I'll take a few more questions and stuff. Feel free to ask me a few more things, and then I'm gonna have to log off and help with dinner. Yeah, I wish that too. Still, 250 cards isn't bad. That's the thing, and if you think about it, it's everyone in your faction potentially getting 250 cards. So it is a decent, it's a decent number. It's kind of nice that it's working for everyone, so it's cooperative. It does suck that you have to spend, because it almost makes you feel compelled to for the rest of your faction. And I personally am not a huge fan of that aspect. Like, it'd be interesting if there were ways to, like, win cards and stuff. Or not even win cards, but win the tickets. But who knows? Who knows? Rampage on Mercer. What would you like me to test out Rampage with Mercer? Rampage only triggers on basic attacks, so it won't trigger on his rush. So that's kind of a waste to me, at least. Okay, so with Tyler and James, like, between those two, maybe Tyler, just because there's not many yellow, fast, free-to-play characters. Like, the thing that irritated with me with Tyler is that as much as I tried to make him very powerful, it's not very effective. Like, I couldn't produce enough damage with Tyler, and I'm still thinking about ways to leverage that a bit more, but I'm going with Krista myself. James isn't bad on like survival road and stuff like that. Like, maybe Tyler. Like, it's kind of funny that they both have collateral damage too. I would have expected Tyler to have a different specialist skill, but then again, who knows? Like, both of them have bound weapons, so weapon swaps would be available. What card should I get? I don't have any of the 4. Priya. 100% go for Priya. Silent Wrath. Priya is a game-changing tune. She still is, because of her amazing leadership skill, her amazing damage, her great rush, her great weapon. Like, there's just so many good things that are going on with Priya. So I 100% say Priya before any of the other tunes. Anything else, folks, before I have to log off? Versus really tough walkers be a good one. Taking down G2 shields is another bonus. Yeah. There's lots of good things with that. The road maps, what I do like about these road maps is that there's a high amount of HP. Good tunes around New Javier. Well, seeing as he supports green and blue characters, I would definitely say Georgia. I would say Willie. I would say Frost. I would say Shiva. What other blue tunes are defensive? I said Frost and Shiva already. Georgia, Willie. Like, those would be my main tunes that I would choose. Yeah, it's hard for me to think about this. Like, even Sheila wouldn't be bad because she's a reviver. There's really lots of options for it. Would a defense while confused mod on Frost work after being hit by Priya with the second? Yes, they would, because the mod would take immediate effect. So I actually run defense when stunned on a couple of my characters, just to tank them out if people use stunning weapons or abilities and stuff, because it's one of the best ways to control the enemy tunes. If you're able to stun them, then they can't move, they are not gaining AP, they're not a threat to you. Thank you, Bun. I'm glad that you enjoy my work. Yes, the frustration with Tyler. I expected so much and got so little. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that, and thank you, everyone. I think it's about time that I'm going to log off for now. I know, impromptu stream, lots of random things talked about. Again, I am going to try to make a vlog eventually. And you know what? If it does okay, I might continue with it. If it doesn't, not a big deal, but I'm open to you guys learning a bit more about me. I don't think that I'm that interesting of a person, but yeah, I don't know, maybe put a face to a name to a face and all that. Anyway, guys, thank you everyone for watching and listening to this video. Thank you for your continued support, and I hope to continue to do good work in the future.